In this podcast episode, Eubank Jr. opened up about his life, career, and the emotional journey leading up to his highly publicized fight against Connor Benn. The conversation delved into various aspects of his life, including his relationship with his father, the challenges of being a professional boxer, and the financial implications of his career. Eubank shared his harrowing experience in the hospital following his fight with Connor Benn. He recounted lying in the hospital bed, surrounded by family, feeling the weight of the situation as he awaited medical attention. The moment became even more intense when he overheard a doctor stating that he needed immediate surgery or he could die. This stark realization brought a wave of emotions, highlighting the gravity of the sport and the risks involved. Eubank expressed how this experience was a wake-up call, forcing him to confront the reality of his profession and the potential consequences of stepping into the ring. Reflecting on his performance during the fight, Eubank acknowledged that he felt technically sound for the first 7 rounds. However, once he sustained a cut, everything changed. He began to experience the mental and physical restrictions that had plagued him leading up to the fight. Despite the challenges, he was determined to push through, driven by the desire to give his all and not live with the regret of not fighting to the best of his ability. The podcast also touched on Eubank's complicated relationship with his father, Eubank Jr. The two had been estranged for years, and the tension was palpable. Eubank revealed that he had sent his father a letter expressing his desire to forge his own path in boxing, which ultimately strained their relationship further. The emotional weight of this estrangement was evident as he discussed the impact it had on his life and career. He described how the lack of communication and understanding between them created a rift that was difficult to bridge. However, the night before the fight marked a turning point in their relationship. Eubank recounted receiving a text from his father asking to speak. This unexpected outreach led to a heartfelt conversation that allowed them to reconnect. Eubank expressed gratitude for his father's presence during the fight, emphasizing how much it meant to him to have his father by his side after years of distance. Eubank reflected on the broader impact of his fight with Connor Benn, noting that it transcended the sport of boxing. He described how the fight inspired fans and brought people together, with many expressing their admiration for the heart and determination displayed by both fighters. The emotional connection forged during the fight resonated with audiences, leading to conversations about family dynamics and personal struggles. Eubank acknowledged that the fight had become a symbol of resilience and the human spirit, inspiring others to confront their own challenges. The fight's significance was further amplified by the statistics surrounding it. Eubank pointed out that the number of punches thrown in his bout with Benn far exceeded those in other high-profile fights that weekend. He expressed pride in being part of such a memorable event, recognizing the responsibility that comes with being a professional athlete and the impact he can have on fans and aspiring boxers alike. One of the more technical aspects discussed was the weight cut and rehydration process that Eubank underwent leading up to the fight. He explained the challenges of making weight, particularly the rehydration clause that limited how much weight he could regain after the weigh-in. This restriction added an extra layer of difficulty to his preparation, as he was accustomed to regaining more weight to ensure optimal performance. Eubank candidly shared the physical and mental toll that the weight cut took on him, emphasizing the sacrifices fighters make for their craft. The rehydration clause became a focal point of discussion, as Eubank revealed that he had to navigate the complexities of weight management while dealing with personal issues. He acknowledged that many fighters face similar challenges, often entering the ring with injuries or mental health struggles. Eubank also opened up about the financial implications of his career, revealing that he was paid an 8-figure sum for the fight against Connor Benn. This significant payday underscored the business side of boxing, where fighters can earn life-changing amounts of money for their performances. Eubank expressed gratitude for the financial success he has achieved, recognizing that it allows him to pursue his passion while providing for his family. However, he also acknowledged the pressure that comes with such financial stakes, as losing a fight can drastically impact a fighter's earning potential. The conversation shifted to the rematch clause in his contract, with Eubank confirming that he would be compensated even more for a potential rematch with Benn. This financial incentive adds another layer of motivation for fighters, as they seek to capitalize on their success and build their legacies. Eubank emphasized the importance of maintaining hunger and dedication in the sport, noting that many fighters lose their drive after achieving financial success. Throughout the podcast, Eubank touched on the emotional toll that boxing takes on athletes. He candidly discussed the mental health challenges that can arise from the pressures of competition, particularly in the lead-up to a major fight. Eubank shared how the weight of expectations, both from himself and others, can create a heavy burden. He emphasized the importance of mental resilience and the need for fighters to confront their demons head-on, rather than allowing them to dictate their performance. The emotional aspect of boxing was further highlighted by Eubank's reflections on his family's struggles and the impact of his brother's passing. He spoke about how these personal challenges shaped his perspective on life and boxing, instilling in him a sense of purpose and determination. Eubank acknowledged that the sport can be unforgiving, but it also provides an opportunity for growth and self-discovery. As the conversation progressed, Eubank reflected on the legacy of his fight with Connor Benn. He recognized that their bout would be remembered for years to come, not just for the action in the ring, but for the emotional narratives that surrounded it. Eubank expressed pride in being part of a fight that inspired so many, emphasizing the importance of leaving a lasting impact on fans and future generations of boxers. He acknowledged that the fight had transcended the sport, becoming a symbol of resilience and the human spirit. Eubank also discussed the significance of his father's presence during the fight, noting that their reconciliation added a layer of depth to the event. The emotional connection between father and son resonated with audiences, making the fight even more meaningful. Eubank expressed gratitude for the opportunity to share this moment with his father, recognizing that it was a pivotal point in their relationship. Looking ahead, Eubank expressed excitement about the future of his boxing career. He acknowledged the potential for a rematch with Connor Benn, emphasizing that he is ready to face the challenges that lie ahead. Eubank also mentioned his desire to fight Canelo Alvarez, a matchup that has long been on his radar. He recognized the significance of these potential bouts, understanding that they could shape his legacy in the sport. Eubank also reflected on the importance of staying grounded and focused amidst the pressures of fame and success. He acknowledged that the boxing world can be unpredictable, with opportunities arising and disappearing in an instant. However, he remains committed to his craft and is determined to make the most of every opportunity that comes his way. Throughout the podcast, Eubank emphasized the crucial role that fans play in the sport of boxing. He recognized that their support and enthusiasm are what drive fighters to perform at their best. Eubank expressed gratitude for the fans who have rallied behind him, noting that their energy and passion fuel his desire to succeed. He acknowledged that the connection between fighters and fans is a unique aspect of the sport, creating a sense of community and shared experience. Eubank also discussed the responsibility that comes with being a public figure in boxing. He understands that his actions and performances can inspire others, particularly young aspiring boxers. Eubank expressed a desire to be a positive role model for fans, encouraging them to pursue their dreams and confront their challenges head-on. A recurring theme throughout the podcast was the importance of mental resilience in boxing. Eubank candidly discussed the mental challenges that fighters face, particularly in the lead-up to major bouts. He emphasized the need for athletes to confront their fears and insecurities rather than allowing them to dictate their performance. Eubank shared his own experiences with mental health struggles, highlighting the importance of seeking support and finding healthy coping mechanisms. The conversation also touched on the stigma surrounding mental health in sports. Eubank acknowledged that many athletes feel pressure to maintain a tough exterior, often hiding their struggles from the public. However, he believes that opening up about mental health challenges is essential for breaking down barriers and fostering a supportive environment within the boxing community.